That's what I
No, people need to hear this kind of stuff too. Yeah,
yeah, should come from you, not me.
should come from everybody.
No, should come from you because that's your life.
Hey, but these people, they like ghost stories. They're not here for Joe. They're here for the ghost stories.
Yeah.
And so learning and all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be me, the one that says it.
Well, learning, like I said, people interested in my videos, they want to learn. That's why they go to my videos.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Hey, Joy, how's it?
go eat your kid.
Yeah. Aloha, Zay.
You need the shade.
I like
If
this thing. This
if the
thing's
guys on
cool.
the thing can come out and eat chicken, I said, come eat chicken.
I didn't bring my my rope,
Oh, the rope light.
the trip light. I forgot them at home. My
Nah,
tripwire.
there might be something wrong with your leg.
I know. I was kind of hoping a trim over here would fix them. We at Mililani tonight. Hey, Aussie, Brenda, Mililani, how's it? We're over Mililani, the same place we were last time, with Mason, Marie, and M. Figure come back over here, check them out, and figure it might be cold, so I brought one jacket. I brought the kind of Hawaiian Huntings jacket, yeah. Founder, and it says Hawaiian Huntings on the back, I think, on the side. Yeah. Hey, how's it? How's it? Sandra, Tunui, Cool Makis, Cheryl, how's it? Aloha. So yeah, darn, I don't know if I shared this to the group. Hey, Melody, how's it? We'll go try this one again. Um, you know what? I'll go put them out here.
That might work for today. Huh? That might work better today.
Yeah.
Our lines out.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out pretty good last night.
Yeah, especially down in that turn.
Okay, reset now.
I can move it for you. Let me know.
Nah, I'm not recording that. We'll see.
Let's put the reset.
Yeah, it'll reset again.
Oh, well, I thought you was trying to record that. Or put that inside the stuff too. So I was gonna move it for you.
Hey, Kepa, Sandy, Malia, how's it? We see Mililani tonight. Neil, how's it? Cheryl, Crystal, Brenda. Yeah, I was thinking of moving Mililani Malka. Nah, just because I'm here telling ghost stories doesn't mean, bro, what is? Yeah, nothing bad over here. Just the demonic stuff. That's all.
Shadows.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think. You know what?
Yeah, Mililani Park. The
This is with
yeah. Keith, I know. I saw you join the stuff. I know you said you were busy on the weekend, but if you're not, you can come down to Mililani Mauka Park, the one up Mauka, by the storage unit. Yeah. What street is that one over there?
It's the 5th Street up.
The 5th Street up. Bro, okay, this thing needs to
Because I
stop.
don't know the name of the roads.
Hold on.
What's going on?
It might be the water. Try put them somewhere like further down.
You got it already with us.
Yeah.
No?
No, because the last one, I had a feeling it was the sprinkler system over there.
No, still yet, look.
Because the big fields like this, they get to an automated sprinkler.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You guys can move them around if you guys like that. It'll be awesome. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know. What is setting it off? Lehiva Street? No, I think Lehiva Street is down there. It's the one up from Lehiva Street.
Yeah, if you're gonna walk far, you park over there.
Hey, Gamer Kid, this is Ghost Stories, Hawaii Ghost Stories. Gotta check out the underground bunkers located in the valley of Kipapa. Ooh, that'll be fun. I'm sure this guy over here, Jubu, knows all about the underground bunkers in Kipapa.
What?
Underground bunkers at Kipapa?
Yeah.
See,
That's,
told you, you know all
further
about
back.
it.
The access is from the Waipahu side though.
Yeah. How far gotta walk?
Pretty far. Okay, ask Glenn Kobiko. He went to video the walk.
Oh, for real? What's that, like a couple miles?
No, like a 1-2 miles, but
Oh, 1-2 miles not too bad.
going uphill.
Then it's going downhill on the way out, so.
Whatever. Plus, you can get busted, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's a military access road. Yeah,
Oh, for
you gotta use the military
ugh.
access road.
Yeah, I guess it's bunkers, huh? So can enter from across Costco.
Across Costco.
Yeah. I don't know any about this. I don't know anything about where this thing is. Kipapa Costco. I'm guessing you're talking about
No,
White Peel, yeah?
yeah,
Gotta be White
no,
Peel.
you cannot.
Coming off
You
Cold,
cannot.
right?
Huh?
Cold Avenue?
Yeah, Coca, but no access over there. You gotta go all the way to
Okay, that's the
the
nearest.
U-Haul.
That's the nearest Costco I know.
No, but the bunkers in U-Haul. You gotta go to the U-Haul. You gotta
Yeah.
access the U-Haul.
Yeah. Either way, we can Google Earth them. You
Yeah.
can show me where it is on Google Earth and find a little path there. You
Yeah.
gotta go trailblazing.
You're going.
Google Earth
Oh, you need
is so
trailblazing.
awesome.
It's freaking. Both ways are all fucking paved road.
Hmm? Oh, and the way you get busted from military. Then.
Yeah.
But they don't like get out their car. Huh?
No, the homeless too. They fucking trash the road all the time.
I love that. Homeless people can go to these places that are off
Yeah.
limits, but when we go, no can.
Yeah, we get busted.
That's why I went over to Kaina Cemetery, and I was looking. I'm like a security guard, and I just went and, like, untuck my shirt, make myself look all ragged, put my equipment away. I try to look like one homeless guy. That way you're not gonna bother me, kick me out. Huh?
Why do you think I dress the way I dress? Right, you can just turn into a
Yeah, no
monkey,
problem.
and all of a sudden people are like, oh, okay, he's
This is Hawaii, not Guatemala, but yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, we shall begin. For those of you who are jumping on, um, we do ghost stories every night for the month of October. We've been doing it for about an hour. We go out to haunted places. I have yet to do one at home. We sharing stories. People would come over, so we will interview and that kind of stuff. And mostly, like right now, I get on REM pod out there, which finally shut off. So we're gonna tell ghost stories and see if there are any spirits here that want to trigger some other devices and stuff while we get to share some other ghost stories tonight. The Hi, I'm a YouTuber and you're part of my inspiration. I just saw you on my recommend. Hey, right on.
there you go, Joe.
Right on, my Kai. I guess I'm a YouTuber now, starting October 1st. I was old man Facebook for a long time, so. There are bunkers near the jet fuel storage facility that comes out between Costco and Mililani by the Hanalani School. Okay. The bunkers are used for self-storage lockers. I almost rented a unit there. Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh, I'd like to go over there. I'd like to rent one bunker real fast. Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah, yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about Japanese ghost stories, or kaidan, however you want to say it. Even though this is Hawaii, we have a mixture of so many ghost stories, so many lore, because we have a mixture of the people. My Auntie Mariah died in 2011. She was born in 1911. And she told us, we would talk about ghost stories, and she said, you know, so boring working in the cane fields, yeah. So when they come over, they had to bring their ghost to keep them company. And that's why we have all these ghost stories from all over the world. We're just talking about the kapre last night at a place where I think might have the kapre, the Filipino guardian.
The giant.
Yeah, the giant.
Tree giant. Yeah.
Yeah, the tree giant. That we've encountered what we thought was him before a few times on the tour that I would do.
The jokester.
The jokester. And then there was a flying thing. Maybe it's the Hawaiian aswang or the Hawaiian manananggal. And you get the elderly people there having a blast in the retirement home. Huh? Oh, it's a dog.
Your dog needs some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deliver all the
Yeah.
time.
So like
Oh, well, you know.
we have the Japanese stories too, and I've always loved them. I mean, growing up, I grew up with Glenn Grant stories. Glenn Grant was a guy who collected a lot of ghost stories here in Hawaii in the 70s, the 80s, I think, and the 90s and stuff. He passed in the early 2000s, but he made the ghost stories kind of what they were in Hawaii. This book called Obake Files, right? And one of the things I grew up hearing was about the Nopera Bowl. Now, I'll go into that a little bit more after. Let me just share the story. There's the old, down over on the other side of Diamond Head, more towards Hawaii Kai side, there was Waialae. And there used to be a Waialae drive-in theater, right? The movie theater, back when that was big in those days. And this was the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, maybe even before. And it was always believed that the girls' bathroom was haunted in the drive-in movie theater. There had been many experiences over there, although some of them had actually been documented because they ended up in hospital cases and police calls and that kind of stuff. Some of them hit the news. Some of the stories, anyway. One of the first ones, if I can recall, was that girlfriend and her boyfriend were watching the movie, and then they had the intermission, right? So the girlfriend goes into the girl's bathroom to do her makeup and stuff, and so she opens the door, looking around, right? She opens the door and just, looks into the bathroom. Nobody there. Nobody in the stalls, nobody anywhere. So she goes in front of the mirror, takes out her makeup, starts putting on the makeup, her lipstick, all that kind of stuff. And then when she moves her head slightly, she notices that she was mistaken because there was a woman standing on the wall behind her, a few feet behind her. This was a woman that was dressed in almost a dirty kimono, a dirty white kimono. She had long black hair, and she was kind of slumped up like that, and the hair was hanging, covering the face, and just not moving. And so she turns around and looks, and there's nobody there, and she's like, "What the hell?" Because she thought she was the only person. And then looks back in the mirror, and she sees the lady again in the mirror, but now the lady is moving. She's combing the black hair, kind of removing it from her face like that, as she's walking towards the girl that's doing her makeup. And when she brushes the hair out of her face, the girl doing her makeup takes a look and screams because what she sees is nothing. It's just a smooth, fleshy orb, like an egg, with ears, a forehead, and a chin. But there's nothing. There's no eyes, there's no nose, there's no mouth. Just this woman without a face staring back at her, walking towards her in this dirty white kimono. And so she turns to run out. The door locks from the outside, and she's stuck in there. She has to be rushed to the emergency room and a hospital and that kind of stuff. And yeah, another encounter happened where there was a lady who was in the stall using the bathroom, right? So she's in the stall doing her business, and this lady walks in and just starts pounding on the stall door. You're kind of like, oh, rude, huh? She's just pounding on the door, shaking the door, shaking the door. And she's like, I'll get off. Give me a minute. And she keeps knocking on the door, slamming onto it. And finally, the lady finishes up and opens the door, gets dressed, opens the door, and standing right there blocking her way out is this woman with a dirty white kimono, long black hair, and absolutely nothing on her face. Um, that woman, same thing, had to go to the hospital, had a breakdown or a freak out or something like that as well. What did they rush her to the emergency room? Did the ghost hurt her? No, she passed out. She fainted. And she wasn't there mentally after that, right? She wasn't well. I think she was in the hospital for about 2 months. She from what it sounded like, it sounded like she went maybe a little cuckoo, right? A little populi. But yeah, the stories continued and continued. And I mean, even in the 60s and stuff, and the 70s, ghost hunters would go and check it out, and people would go with their cameras, and they would go there and tell ghost stories because it's a very famous place where there's a Japanese ghost. And so me and my friends, we'd always talk, yeah, like, oh yeah, when we were little kids, you heard about the Japanese lady, the faceless lady. And me, when I first heard about it, I'm like, the Japanese lady with no face. How you know she no more face? How you know she Japanese? She no more face. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Japanese lady. Then I find out she's wearing a kimono and stuff and haunts the bathroom. And to me, it's like, only in Hawaii you haunt one bathroom. You know what I mean? It's just, all our bathrooms stay haunted over here. But like, I always thought it was the running water that makes the energy to cause the hauntings and the manifestations and stuff. And a lot of the movie theaters, their bathrooms are haunted. They knocked down the old movie theater and they built up a storage unit. But the faceless lady still haunts the area. There was a case, I want to say the 80s or so. I don't know. I can't remember specifically, but this was like nighttime, maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning. And bunch of guys go to see a movie across the street, Kahala Mall, and they parked across by the graveyard. And so they're walking over to their car across the street, and they notice that there's this lady on the bus stop and just sitting at the bus stop, kind of like almost sleeping. And so this was before people would sleep at the bus stops, right? Like they do now. And so that one of the guys goes up, he's like, "Hey, auntie, you okay, auntie? You know, the bus no come till the morning. Power ready, the bus." And she kind of moves a little. She no, she doesn't move at all. She's just sleeping, and he's like, something's wrong with her. So he goes up to her and talks louder, auntie, you okay? And she doesn't move. He puts his hand on her shoulder. "Auntie, are you okay?" Shaking her. Now the lady just goes boom, looks up, and the hair parts from her face. He looks, no more face, and he runs away screaming, and all the friends do as well. She's been seen in the Kahala movie theaters,
Yeah.
across the street as well. You gotta walk down, yeah, into the little basement area for
No,
that.
the side one too now.
The side one too now.
Yeah.
Not the one with all the mirrors. That thing is freaking creepy enough, bro, when you walk into the back.
Yeah, well, the one that goes down, and then that's the one with the mirrors. But
Yeah.
the theater get not a set of bathrooms, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that one by the security office now.
She just like haunt the bathrooms, bro. I always felt like crack a joke too, and like all the Wahinis, bro. They spend so much time in the bathroom. That's where they go when they
That's
die.
where they go.
Um, but like she what is
Oh,
it?
that's
Oh yeah,
like-
I actually talked to a person when I did the tour,
From Pearl Harbor.
and they asked me, they're like, "Oh, do you know if Kahala Mall is haunted?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What? You never heard the stories?" And they're like, "What stories?" I'm like, "The stories of the haunting at Kahala Mall around there." And like, "Why? What's your story? What happened?" They said that they used to work in a restaurant that had a little bar. I'm not even sure what it was called. I forget. But after work, the coworkers and stuff, they'd all kind of sit at the bar, have a few drinks. And when they would turn around from the bar, when the bar's to their back, was the entrance door. And on the entrance, on one side was a boys' bathroom, one side was a girls' bathroom. And so he said that they would drink over there, have fun, but a few times they saw a lady walking across into the girls' bathroom, just inside the restaurant, in this white like dress that looked dirty. And I am like looking at them like, for real, that's cool. Like, did you see her face?
The bar is still there.
The bar's still there.
I do believe, or either that, or it's turned into a jumbo juice or like a juice maker bar.
Okay.
But last I remember, there was one.
Yeah. But he described a Japanese lady, and he doesn't remember ever seeing her face. So yeah, they everywhere. McKinley High School restroom and girls is another
Yep.
example. Yeah.
That's Honolulu High. Back then, it was called that. Not
Yeah,
McKinley.
Honolulu High. That's right. That was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Faye, how's it?
Yeah.
Then hey everybody, thank you for the stars. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, and the stories just continue. People have seen her. Actually, I don't think it's the same one. Um, huh?
I think it's a different one.
Yeah. In Japan, they have a saying, lose face, right? And how I've understood it was in Japan, it's honor, right?
Mm.
It's all honor, karma. Patricia, thank you for the stars. All honor, karma, that kind of stuff. So if you did something to dishonor yourself, you kind of lose karma, right? If you do something to dishonor yourself so much, the people around you start to lose karma. And so sometimes it's better that you were never born, because by you being born, by you being alive, you're bringing everybody around you down, right? So what would happen is, and like, imagine this: we say lose face, and we talk about it kind of lightly, a little bit lightly, like, yeah, oh yeah, you go lose face, and nobody really knows what that really means. And so to lose face means like,
Make shame.
yeah, make shame, but like, yeah.
That's the mukwe. Make shame,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, like big kind, like your sister, something bad happened to her, or she did something so bad that all of a sudden everybody else's karma is going down now. Like, imagine being that girl. Even you don't even need to make that decision, but something bad happened to you, and you come home to find that the locks were all changed. You walk into your house where your parents live, all of that. You break in finally, and you're like, you look at your mom and your dad, and like, what the hell? Why'd you change the locks and not tell me? And they look at you and they're like, Who are you? And why did you break into my house? You're like, Mom, Dad, it's me. What the heck? What's wrong with you guys? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We never had a kid. But you need to leave now and maybe go to the homeless shelter. It's like everybody will swear you were never born. Your family, your friends, everybody around you, you were never born. You're now a walking curse. You would, if you befriended somebody, that you would bring their karma down. So when they get reborn as a cockroach or something lower than they should be just because you existed. So by losing face means you were never born. Losing face means their karma is still good because we're just going to ignore the fact that this person is here and tell ourselves that this he or she was never born. And that's when the person, knowing they could go off and start a new life, but if they do, they're a walking curse and they're gonna curse everybody around them. So they just go off by themselves and die and come back. This one is supposed to be buried at the graveyard next to Zippy's and the storage unit. Remember what that's called? Sunset.
Oh, no, the Sunset one is in Pro City.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, that's
Uh,
Sunset. I forget. I've been there a lot.
Something short. Hold on. I
like
can look it up.
like Oceanside
Yeah,
or
Ocean something.
Ocean, yeah, something like that.
Most people know it as the wildlife thing,
Yeah,
though. So
yeah, the white line. Oh, how come you're not showing the person next to you talking? Because he's shy.
yeah.
I've already wanted to film him, and he's like, no, 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 no,
Mm.
no, no, no. In the theater in Kapolei Haunted too. Oh yeah, I also saw Kamakana Ali'i. Ladies' Room is Haunted. Oh, I don't doubt it. Kamakana Ali'i always gives me vibes.
That's the Honolulu thing. The Kaupe.
Kaupea.
Kaupea
Yeah,
thing.
Kaupea, the land of the wandering souls.
That's the Kaupea thing.
But the whole naming of that whole thing is, to me, is just a big slap in the face for the Hawaiians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's an area called that.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, Kamakana Ali'i. It's like, here we're gonna make this new place, this fancy shopping center where other people gonna get rich, and we're gonna call it the gift of the kings. Like we're giving you the
Bruh,
gift of the
That's
kings.
the Howdy
It's
style.
like, bruh. It's like, yeah, come take our land, come go ahead, bomb them, blast them, and then yeah, we are gonna gift you aloha. That kind of stuff. It's like, bruh,
That's the
come on,
Howdy style, bro.
come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, we got a lot of Japanese down over here too. So yeah. Um, you're asking Benohar, is that true? One of the stories Glenn Grant writes in the Obaki Files is like, because I asked my friend, how do you know it was Japanese? Okay, she was wearing a kimono, but still, how do you know? In Japan, they have legends. There's this guy who went to Japan and wrote a book called Kwaidan, which is old Japanese ghost stories. And in one of them, um, that one legend says, or the one story says, that there was a traveling merchant, right? Perhaps. I think he was a merchant. He was a traveler anyway. And he was going from village to village in Japan, old feudal Japan. And as he gets to the outskirts of a village, he sees a lady on the side of the road crying, just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing and sobbing, just crying and crying. And so he stops to comfort her. And, he's like, oh, are you okay? What happened? What can I do? And she won't stop crying. And finally, he's like, hey, come on. I cannot help you if you don't tell me what's wrong. So she stops crying a little bit and she looks up at the guy and she doesn't have a face. So the guy takes off into the village, running into the village, screaming. Now here's the part I get a kick out of. He's screaming, not out of fear, out of anger. He sees another Japanese man fixing his cart on the side of the road. He goes up to that Japanese man, like, hey, kind of like, hey, I'm gonna say this kind of Hawaiian, Japanese are a little different, but hey, what's the matter with you guys? You guys know you get one faceless lady outside. How come you guys let one faceless go outside you guys' village? What's wrong with you guys? And then the guy fixing his wagon starts to laugh, turns around, he no more face too. That's supposed to be a whole village of the spirits that don't have any face, right? So, but to me, it's a mentality. Yeah, it's not like, oh my God, I saw a ghost. It's like, no, what's wrong with you guys that you guys let ghosts wander around outside here? You know, ghosts are something that's already accepted. You know what I mean? It's a part of their lives, but you don't really want to live with them. Yeah. Let me see some of the comments over here. Ladies' bathrooms are not smart because it's mirrors facing mirrors.
Yep.
Mirrors facing mirrors is funny.
Portals and portals.
Yeah, portals. So
running.
I saw one where somebody put a mirror on top of the other mirror because one mirror was haunted, and they put the other mirror on top. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, the ghost's gonna get lost. And the hunting wouldn't stop because of that. I'm like, what? The ghost's gonna get lost. It's gonna jump in one mirror and the other mirror and the other mirror. Yeah, yeah. There are stories everywhere on the islands. Yeah.
Brenda's asking if she can message you.
Yes. Yes, of course, Brenda. Of course.
After the live.
Brenda, is the bathroom near to Panda Express? The bathroom's where you need to walk a little ways down the hall. That's the one? Hold on. I think I missed some of the stuff. I'm trying to tell my stories without being distracted. So I'm not reading the comments until after. That hall is creepy. Yeah. Yeah, man. Just funny kind of ghost hunting stuff, you know, that kind of thing. Such BS. What? The whole faceless lady phenomenon thing. It's a cultural perspective. You got to realize that Americans, we're a newer culture, and the way we think is not the way other people think, right? But for thousands of years, it had thought the same way. I wanted to read you guys one of the stories. One of the first Japanese ghost story. This is the one that everything else is kind of based off of. I put them up on Wikipedia. I have it at home somewhere. I couldn't find it, but a notepad where I actually read. There are many different renditions of it, but The Grudge, all of those, it's actually anchored in this. I want to say Mo'olelo. No, this Kwaidan, this Japanese ghost story, and that's kind of where it all started. I think it was like several decades ago, and centuries ago. Sorry. And if you wanted to do this in kabuki or act it, you would have had to visit the grave of the woman and ask her permission to act. And yeah, so let's see, let's read it. As the most adapted Japanese ghost story, the details of Yotsuya Kaidan have been altered over time, often bearing little resemblance to the original kabuki play, and sometimes removing the ghostly element altogether. However, the base story usually remains the same and recognizable. The following is a summary of the 1825 Nakamura's production. As such, it doesn't detail the numerous subplots and characters added over the intervening years, but Act 1, Tamiya Iemon is a Ronin. A Ronin was a samurai that no longer has a master. So the Ronin would be like very gifted people, but they'd be like kind of like broke, homeless, that kind of stuff. The story begins with Tamiya having a heated exchange with his father-in-law, Yotsuya Samon, concerning Samon's daughter, Oiwa. Oiwa is, of course, one of the main characters. After it is suggested by Samon that Iemon and his daughter should separate, the Ronin becomes enraged and murders her father. The next scene focuses on a character who is obsessed with Oiwa's sister. I don't remember any of this. I'm going to skip over it. So Iemon is married to Oiwa, right? And Oiwa's father is saying, "You're poor, you're broke, divorce my daughter, and so she may find a better husband." And so Iemon kills her father, right? And so he, I'm just going to tell her how I remember it, because this is not a version that I even know. So Iemon comes back and finds her father murdered, right? Oiwa sees her father murdered, and Iemon comes over and says, "I promise that I will avenge his death." Of course, Oiwa doesn't know that he was the very one that killed him. Now the story goes to another woman, Oume. Oume is the granddaughter of a very rich doctor who falls in love with Iemon. However, believing herself to be less attractive than Oiwa. Oiwa had this beautiful, long, black hair that was the whole her pride and joy. In those days, it was like your hair was beautiful, you were gorgeous, right? So her hair was her biggest thing that she absolutely loved, right? So Ome doesn't think Iemon will ever want to be with her because Oiwa is so attractive and so beautiful. Sympathizing with him, her grandfather decides to have Oiwa disfigured by sending her a poison disguised as face cream. Oiwa, not knowing at the time, is instantly scarred by the cream when she applies it. She applies the cream because she was a little sick and the doctor gave her the stuff. She starts putting it on her face and it scars her and it makes her hair fall out and drop off and that kind of stuff as well. So now she is no longer beautiful. She is now hideous. She is now, nobody would like her kind of thing. Oiwa becomes hysterical and Oiwa looks in the room. No, sorry. This is the scene that kind of did everything. So Takuetsu, who's Takuetsu? I don't know who Takuetsu is. Oh, okay. Iemon decides that he wants to leave his wife Oiwa and marry the doctor's granddaughter, Oume, who's pretty, but she's rich. She's not as beautiful. So Iemon asks his friend Takuetsu to... Oh, hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, it's not John.
Hey, how's it? Hold on.
Hey,
Hey,
bro. Mac. That's it.
Hey,
Peace.
Matt.
Nice to meet you.
you can grab one chair from my car.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
So you live close by.
Yeah, right around the corner.
So he hires his friend Takuetsu to
You know, I thought you-
take advantage of Oiwa to give him grounds for divorce, right? Takuetsu
I get
cannot-
hard time walking, but
Yeah,
I
so
can
we'll
get around.
grab
alright.
you one chair.
I bust my knee a couple weeks ago.
Hold on, we'll take a minute over here.
Oh,
We join here, but I brought a mace over here.
I
Oh, yeah.
think I met you up at
We are at Mililani
John.
tonight, sorry.
It was Halloween, I think. You came up on. Was it last 2 Halloweens ago?
Must be. Anyway, we go. Be quiet. Let Joe talk. He needs to tell his story.
I'll wait till you get a seat. I got the REM pod. The REM pod not doing anything.
Oh, you like eat chicken, right there.
Oh yeah, Zippy's chicken right over
See,
here.
he unpaused. Yeah, get chicken right there.
Yeah.
For
I'm
those
sorry.
people online, come over
This
here
is
and
how I
get
build
chicken.
suspense.
Actually, I made fresh hahi poke
Hey.
today.
Oh,
Oh,
Again, it's cold stay.
Wilani says hi.
highway.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, man.
Some plates over here.
Yeah. Put this onto the side.
See, I had to make sure, I come because I hear Mason's good at bringing food every time he comes. So I gotta. That's why I brought the chicken, so everybody can eat too.
I brought drinks. It's a baka.
Yeah, my friend was selling ahi, so I bought 8 pounds today. So I made like 7
alright.
pounds of poke, and I gave them to my neighbors, and that's whatever I had left.
Well, what pound for Yoshi?
I used to get left for Yoshi. He only eats sashimi, that's why.
Oh, he only eats sashimi.
Oh, the good one, huh?
I gave him the piece of the stuff.
Hey, Faye says hi
Like
too.
gristle inside. He never like eat them.
Faye and Troy says hi, Mace.
Hey, how's it?
See, I'm reading this and it's not even making sense to me. Let's go back to this. So, I really wish I had my notes. You could tell I chose my topic about half an hour before I started my live. Iemon asked his friend Takuetsu to assault Oiwa so he would have an honorable basis for divorce. Takuetsu cannot bring himself to do this, so he simply shows Oiwa her reflection in the mirror. Realizing now that she has been deceived, she becomes hysterical. She starts, as she's combing her hair and clumps of her hair start coming out, she starts screaming and all of that stuff. Picking up a sword, she runs towards the door. Takuetsu moves to grab her, but Oiwa, attempting to evade him, accidentally punctures her own throat with the sword's tip. As she lies bleeding to death before a stunned Takuetsu, she curses Iemon's name. Not long after, Iemon becomes engaged to Oume, the doctor's daughter. Act 2 closes with Iemon being tricked by Oiwa's ghost into slaying both How the hell you can? I'm just gonna do this. This stuff is skipping so much, bro. I don't know. I cannot read this.
That works with more of theater. That's why.
It missed the whole act and said that's how the act ended. I'm like, no. Okay. So on the wedding night of Iemon and Ome, um, he looks up. Well, in the story, Takuetsu also dies. I believe Iemon kills Takuetsu because he's the one that knew what happened, right? And so both Takuetsu, or in some cases a servant, and Oiwa both are dead, right? As Iemon the Ronin now marries a rich doctor's granddaughter, and she's pretty too, and she's young. On the day of their wedding, as he goes to lie down with her, he looks upon her and he sees the disfigured face of his wife, Oiwa, laughing at him. And so he grabs his sword and he slices her head off and kills her. And then it appears that instead of Oiwa, it was actually his wife, Oume, that he had just killed. Her grandfather, the doctor, comes into the room and starts yelling at him, and he sees Takuetsu, so he slays Takuetsu, who he thought he already killed, and he had slayed the grandfather too. And he went on the run, and everywhere he went, he would see the two people that he had murdered haunting him. He went into the mountains, and they just kept haunting him and all of that stuff. I'll show you guys some of the pictures. And that's kind of where the story ends, where he goes crazy. I really wish I brought my stuff. I wonder what this says. The remaining members of the household are annihilated. Iemon kicks Oyumi, I don't know who that is, into the canal. Okay, yeah, I've never read this. This is Wikipedia, so I'm not going to do Wikipedia again. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not a good source of information.
I figure it's a thorough source because they would provide a lot of the stuff.
No, it's random people adding information onto a.
But this was based on the 1825 play, or the movie, or the play, right? Losing fates in Asia is caused by embarrassment, disagreement, or criticism. Losing face is losing the respect of others. Saving face is very important in Asian culture. I wonder if this relates. Very possible. But like some of these pictures, yeah. In some of the renditions, it has Oiwa, because of the ointment, with a drooping eye, which is where the grudge comes from, right? With that whole thing, and yeah, all of those, the ring and all that, and even way before too. The Japanese, they get some really scary stuff, man. I'll tell you. Mace, you know any Japanese ghost stories?
Not really.
Not really. One of the places, I know, I thought I was prepared. I'm like, okay, yeah. It took me an hour to think about it, so I thought it would take me an hour to talk about. But I will mention some of the places I want to go to in Japan. Japan is a different culture, and I absolutely love it. We did homestay and all of that, so I got to be part of the Japanese culture, and I learned a lot about it. And I learned if you bring them the chocolate covered macadamia nuts, they're gonna be your best friend for life. You get one small box, they invite you to their restaurant, they give you free food, they give you free this. Yeah. That's it.
Guava jelly.
Guava jelly too. Oh, I remember that. But yeah, one of the places I would like to visit is Suicide Force, Okihagara.
Oh, yeah. I heard a lot about it.
Yeah, so it was 150 people a year go there to end their lives. About, like, they have to go in and find. Now, for a comparison, Okihagara means the sea of trees. It's about the size of 1/3 of the size of the island of Oahu. So it's very easy to get lost in there, but it's not like people think it's bad and oh, why would you want to go there? It's a park people love to go to. A lady explained it to me. She's like, you go over there and you go over there for a picnic and you go over there for this and for that. You follow the path and you could tell that if you follow the path, everything's good and bright and clean, and the path is everything is like cut, and that the trail is paved, kind of. But there are other places that you see little trails that go off to the other side, and they're overgrown, they're choked, they're darker, and they're scarier. So if you stay on the main path, you should be good. However, I want to feel the energy and see how it's like on the other sides. Of course, we're gonna have to bring plenty of rope or yarn or something or suji, yeah, because I don't want to get lost over there. But like, I watched a few things about it. Not that dummy on YouTube. That yeah, what's his name? The Holly guy?
The brother of the boxer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
No, that's
Paul.
the-
Jake
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Yeah. Logan Paul went over there and what did he do? Film a
He
body?
filmed the body
He-
and then he posted it
Yeah.
online.
He filmed the body and he posted it online. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I kind of want to feel what that place would be like because, from how I understood it, when in the culture, and I believe that it's what your culture believes, what happens to you when you die, is what happens to you. Is what you believe is what happens to you will happen to you. Um, a lot of the times, spirits who pass away unhappy return as I can't even remember the word, but I know the word.
The thing in Japanese culture is suicide is an honorable way to die.
Yes.
It's
yes.
not a bad thing. Not like how we see it in America.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I found that out, and I brought that up on my tour a few
By
times.
taking your own life, you're actually purifying your spirit.
Yep. You're paying you're atoning for your sins, and the way somebody explained it to me is like a video game. You just delete your character and make a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said that, and a whole bunch of people did not like that because it made them really uncomfortable.
Just like how I was telling you last week about the 7 gates.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Buddhists
Yeah.
believe that. So you mess up.
Yeah.
You finish it, come back, try it again.
You keep coming back, try it again,
no
try
hell.
again. If you was good, you're reborn into a cycle of less suffering than previous, right?
It feels bad, you come back as the roach.
Yeah, as the roach. Or like one dog if you weren't that bad, you know. Or if you was even good, if you was even better in life, you'd come back as Yoshi.
Yeah.
And eat sashimi. Yeah.
Spoiled dog on the island.
Any big Chinese ghost stories in Hawaii? Probably. The only thing Chinese in the paranormal that I can recall off the top of my head is that the vampires, they suck the blood out of your feet. That's the only thing Chinese I know. And I'm actually part Chinese. It's been my experience that when the energy of the place seems heavy, there's a lot of negative presence or turmoil. Might be what is experienced at Kahala Mall and in certain areas of the Everplains. Everplains is, yeah. It's believed that's where the lost souls go, the Lapu, right?
Yeah.
You know, we'll go right into that because I think I powered the Japanese already. Oh, no, wait. I wanted to go to the temple of the dolls, the haunted dolls. And some people might think that's a little freaky. It's a temple where if the dolls are haunted, they're sent to the temple. And there are priests that take care of the temple. And it must be said that the American mentality of, oh, haunted doll, scary, yeah? Oh, get rid of the thing. Oh, that's creepy. The hair grows, the dolls eat, all this kind of stuff, right? But in Japan, there's a spirit inside of the doll. And so they are treated with respect at this temple. They're taken care of, they're fed, their hair is cut, their nails are cut, if you know, for the ones that grow them anyway. And so they're not bad, scary dolls. They're dolls that are shown the respect of a person and the respect that everybody should be shown, right? And so that's kind of what I like. They treat them just the way that they should be treated. Not like, oh, haunted doll, throw them away, burn them, give them to your friend, your friend you don't like. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. I've seen that a lot. But if it's an evil spirit, you may want to consider burning them. You know, it all really depends. I also wanted to go to Oiwa's grave, which I think is in Tokyo. And from what I read, if I'm not mistaken, is the land about 2 miles radius around her grave is cursed, and nothing will grow. I want to feel the energy, unless I'm mistaken and that was somebody else. Is that familiar at all? Anybody?
Get plenty in Tokyo.
Get plenty cursed graves in Tokyo.
There's actually, you know, like the haunted forest.
Yeah.
There's actually like lots of bamboo the size of maybe half a city block in the middle of the city, but they never cut it down because it's supposed to be haunted.
Oh, in
It's
the
like-
middle of the
it's
city.
chained around,
Yeah.
so nobody's allowed into it. And it's like right in the middle of all these buildings, and there's just a plot of tall bamboo growing.
Hey, that's a good way to live with the spirits, I guess. Over here, it'd be like, no, money, we cut them down. Never mind the spirits. I don't care. I live in the mainland, you know. They not gonna follow me home. Yeah. Sandy, thank you for the stars. Mahalo. Been up at Kunialoa Ridge Farms is creepy, where the pineapple fields were. Kunialoa Ridge Farms. I don't know where that is.
Kunialoa. Oh, it's still there. It's that when you go up Kunia, it's a nursery now. And then
Okay.
you
Oh,
get-
okay, yeah.
I like go up the kind of the camp timberline.
You can.
I-
There's a new name on it though.
What?
It's not called.
It's some Hawaiian name now, yeah, or something.
It's some Hawaiian name.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We went Camp Timberline for church, yeah, retreats. I remember in the back getting one cabin, and I saw one little girl, and it had like California grass growing up, all over. I saw a little girl standing right outside the California grass, and she would run inside. So I went look for her, and I found the grave of a little girl. Like, yeah. That was good fun though. That area. I was one of the leaders, so we didn't have to go sleep with all the other kids. Yeah. Like, okay, kids go to bed. We're gonna go have fun now. Go sunning and hiking and whatever else in the middle of the night. Are there any hauntings in the homes built on the ancient graveyard in Wahiwa across from the city corporation yard?
I don't even know what that person's describing.
Well, that's yeah. I know Troy. In Wahiwa, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. The city corporation yard. I'm not sure where that is, but I don't know Wahiwa very good either. I just
a
know
lot of
get.
those plantation homes that moved.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just know get plenty traffic.
that's not up the hill. By the Hidden Valley Estates.
Hidden Valley Estates. I don't know. We'll see, because there's about a 30-second delay. Bro, that thing never went off the whole time.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We kept
It's
them
kinda
up too
early
late last week.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's
Kept
too
them up
early.
too late last week.
Yeah.
It's too early yet.
Hey, Chuck, how's it? Oh, yeah. Forgot what I was going to say.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lapu. We was talking about
Yeah, I
Lapu.
know. That's fucking hardcore, bro. Because we'll be here at 5:30. You better be drinking.
So, yeah, we'll do this one, and then we'll go ahead and unless anybody else has stories to share or anything else comes into my mind. Bringing up Kapolei and stuff, and or actually more Kaupea, the area. It's the area of the Lapu, the lost souls, right? Um,
All that area.
yeah. It's like the belief is like, okay, so Moana Lua, we went to investigate that, yeah, Jubu, with the
Yeah, the valley you talking
Yeah,
about.
the valley.
Yeah.
and then that night me and Melody went to go investigate because that's when the kids came over and joined us Manoa Valley Trail on the night. The story, the Hawaiian legend is that the ulu tree, they get an ulu tree all the way in the back of Moana Lua Trail that serves as a jumping spot for the spirits, a lele point, right? Like the Rocket kind of point, the Uhane Lele. I forget the name, but I just got to Google one time I find them.
Get the
So the souls will jump over for the tree. The spirits will climb the tree, and your ancestors will guide you to the afterlife. They'll show you what branch to jump off of to go into heaven and be with them. But if your ancestors don't come by and they'll show you, because you wasn't very pono in life, you wasn't very good in life, you would try to jump on a branch that would be rotten, and you'd fall down into Milu, into the dark pit. And that, yeah. Or if you choose not to do any of that, you become a lapu, a wandering soul, because when you died, your family did not accept you into heaven with them, right? Into the place with them, and so you're now doomed to wander around the islands, and your punishment is you're by yourself. You have to eat the spiders off of the spiders and the moths off of, what is it, the ohia tree or
Yeah.
something, and you can only drink the dew from the leaves. But perhaps one of the biggest one of the worst things that could happen to you, and this shows you the values of old Hawaii, was you're cut off from other people. no companionship, no friendship, no family. You are by yourself. You are a lapu. You're a lost soul. You must maybe do your time in purgatory, and then when you're ready and cleansed, maybe they'll accept you over, but I'm not too sure. And so they're really jealous of the living, yeah. And there's a thing called the lapu bite, right? Which I heard about it in Glenn Grant's book, but before I did the ghost tours, I worked at Ilima Tours where I shuttle people back and forth. I remember Halloween was my favorite time of the year because I tell ghost stories. As I shuttle people to the hotel, to the airport. And so I was telling ghost stories on dropping people off at the airport as they left, right? And hey, everybody laugh up, you know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, how are you guys? Get all kind of ghost stories, you know, blah, 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 blah. You guys are superstitious. And then the last people I dropped off over at United Airlines was just this couple of newlyweds. And they came up to me and they're like, thank you for sharing the stories. I believe you. And I'm like, really? Thank you. I was kind of surprised. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. They're like, we had an experience here on the island. I'm like, really? What happened to you, if you don't mind me asking? They went hiking up Manoa Falls Trail, and then they went, I think they said they went a little bit past Manoa Falls Trail. And something bit the wife. Like, she still had the bruises from it. But it was her, I think it was her leg. I think it was. Yeah, it was her leg. It was kind of awkward her pulling it up and showing me. She showed me the bite mark on her leg, like human teeth on her leg. And they both swear there was nothing there when this happened. It's just all of a sudden she screamed and these bite marks like human teeth appeared on her leg. That would be a lot, right? I had another experience. This is a personal one, where we walked down the Odpali Road, and there's that little valley when you go down the Odpali Road. You go around the ridge, and then get the valley where Likeke Falls on the top, yeah, on the top of Likeke Falls. You get the Twin Falls and all of that kind of stuff, and we got there. It's like a big, almost like a bowl kind of valley. That's the one where the tea leaves go down. I was talking about last night. We got there, was me and Guy and a few other people, and there was something that was with us, messing with our equipment. And it was interesting to me, but it felt different. It felt sad, it felt lonely, and it felt almost desperate. And so Guy picked up on that too, and I'm like, what do you think this is? And he's like, I don't know, but he could feel everything I felt. And then it clicked in my head, this is the Lapu. But instead of biting us, I guess we get plenty of protection and guides and guardians and stuff. It couldn't bite us. So, and I kind of felt sorry for it. And I'm like, bruh, I'm not important enough to make a decision like that. You know what I mean? And so I'm considering saying, come hang out with us. I'm considering, because I don't want it to be sad, And as I'm thinking about this, I remember I had this very, very strong impression. All of a sudden, on the entire rim of that valley, there were all these Hawaiians, all these ancestors, standing on the top of that little ridge, looking down and watching and waiting for me to make a choice. Like, what is this guy gonna do? And I'm like, should I just be mean and say, no, go away? Or should I offer it companionship and comfort? But he has to pay his punishment, right? His sentence. So I ended up saying, as we are here, you may stay with us and enjoy our company. But when we leave, you go back. And I said that. It felt like it was okay. But they all kind of started fading away. The energy just started fading away again. Like, oh, okay, that was a trip. So we were over there. We were just hanging out, talking story, and I could feel it, just kind of enjoying the companionship. And then it was time to walk away. We said, okay, thank you. Now you must stay over here, and we're gonna go now. Thank you. And that was that. But that was really, really cool. Let me read through some of the comments I missed. How come the white man isn't cursed by what they do in Hawaii? Kamehameha said that the white man would not be held accountable because they did not understand our laws and our ways. So if they were to have broken a law, they wouldn't be held accountable, right? That's it. I'll go into this too because we have a couple more minutes. Just another fast story. Hawaiian ghosts are typically friendly, like they get mad, but they're not likely gonna do like curse you. That's other things, kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Um, Samoa, however, is like when pissed off Hawaii goes. They don't care. You know, working at the ghost tours, I would go to the bar in Kaneohe, Komomahis when I'm out with work. When it'll be heavy, and I just gotta go there, vent a little bit, take off all the weight from the night. So I go there by myself sometimes, drink. And one night I was drinking over there and had this big Sole guy over there on the other side of the bar, and it was just me and him. And he looked at my shirt, said Oahu Ghost Tours, and he was already kind of buzzing already. He came up, hey, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I tell ghost stories. Oh, you tell ghost stories for real? I'm like, yeah, I tell ghost stories. He's like, oh, okay, I got a story to share. I share with you then about what happened to me like 10 years ago. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, I'd love to hear it, you know. I'm like, would I be able to share this without saying your name, which I didn't even know anyway? He's like, yeah, go ahead. He said he was here in Hawaii. He said he was here in Hawaii, and he's from Samoa, and he got, what was it? Yeah, this one, he had a sharp pain in his head. Just this sharp pain, like a migraine that wouldn't go away. And he had it for months, and it got worse and it got worse and it got worse. He went to the doctors, they couldn't figure it out. Tylenol wouldn't help, nothing would help. This pain just gradually got worse and worse and worse. And so finally he decided the medical field can't help him. He's gonna go see a kahuna, a Hawaiian priest. The kahuna is like, oh, you need to go back home to Samoa. You need to talk to a Samoan priest. So he decided, okay, it's time to go home. Went back home to Samoa, talked to a Samoan priest. The Samoan priest looks at him. He's like, tell me about your father. Oh, my father died 20 years ago. Why? He's like, we need to go dig him up. Imagine that, right? We need to go dig up your father's bones. And so they go to the graveyard and they dig up the father's bones. They find the casket, and as they open up the casket, which the casket is just a box with nails hammered in, not the kind fancy $8,000 ones we get over here. Um, as they were removing it, they found that his skull was chipped in the exact same place that the guy had a headache, right on the side. Apparently, when they nailed the casket shut, a nail went down and went right through the father's skull. And so after they took care of that, they reburied him. No more nails going through the father's bones, and the headache went away and never came back. Another one told me, another person told me this, that they were they had a stomach ache that wouldn't go away, like this huge, bad, just horrible stomach pain. Like the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with them either. You know, it wasn't a digestive thing, it wasn't a liver, it just wasn't going well, right? It wasn't the stomach wasn't working well, and they couldn't figure out why. And they tried all the treatments and nothing happened. Same thing, go back to Samoa, and they're like, where's your father buried? You need to dig up his bones. Well, come to find out, the father was buried under this big tree. The tree wasn't that big, or maybe it was a grandfather, but the tree wasn't that big when he was buried, but now it was much, much bigger. And they found that there was a root system that went through the casket and over the father's stomach. His skeleton went right over the stomach of the skeleton. Now, how? That's why I think Samoan ghosts are more pissed off Hawaiian ghosts, because it's like, how can you hold your family or your ohana accountable for something like that with your bones, and give them pain because one tree in the meantime would grow over your bones? You know what I mean? I'm happy to be Hawaiian. You know, I don't like go back dig up somebody. You know. But yeah, I know I missed a lot of comments over here. Hey, Kalohe Popoki says, hi, Alan. Alan is not here anymore. Oh, he would disappear. And our poor souls that take a little rock home have a heavy hand come down. Yep. Well, the rocks are different. Yeah, that's not Kamehameha. That's Madame Pele. And those are more ancient spirits. And if they want to hold you accountable, they will hold you accountable. They help me out a lot when I need them. Yep, the rocks. Facebook, let me read some of the comments. It's so small, I gotta make this stuff bigger. The Hauntings Wahiwa is located next door to Ka'ala Elementary. Willy trees. Yeah. How many leaping places of souls does Oahu have? Tunui, I know of 3. The ulu tree in Moanalua, Kaneohe Marine Corps Base get one as well, and Kaena Point get one. There's a little bit more. There's one over by Heiake up here, Kaneohe, on the top of the mountain range. But that's a place where the Akua will leap over. Not the Uhane, not us. But the Akua, the gods, the Mo'o, the spirits will hop over.
What are you talking about?
Kolohe Popoki says, hi, Alan.
Hi.
Get one, but the guys here
Kahi
have
Point.
mentioned
You're
it.
talking about Lele.
Kahe Point, yeah,
Yeah.
Kahe Power Plant too. Yeah, that's another lele. Yeah, that's right.
There's an electric beach, and then the point. Yeah, that
Just
everybody
got the
all
heating. We have
camping.
one leaping place of the souls at Tata'a Point, and there's an intercontinental hotel built on top of it. I had an
Barber's
encounter with
Point,
Lapu at Barber's Point back in high school. Not malicious, but mischievous. Oh,
Yeah.
Barber's Point. Yeah, that's the area. That's the area. That's where they all go.
5 or 6 different
But yeah,
points.
no, get plenty. But all of them
Hey,
have
no
different-
problem, Melody.
you-
Glad you could be of.
It's not
It's
just,
nice to be of
just
help, isn't it?
get the goal.
Okay. I'm reading this conversation over here. Oh,
There's-
tomorrow.
there's
Ah,
one up on
I
the
can't see him.
compilation.
O2 Mauro, which is the neighborhood where Tata'a Point is located.
All the way down.
Interesting.
It's,
But yeah, with that said, guys,
fucking put one house over.
tomorrow Sunday. I like to start the scary stories
I
soon.
heard something about that.
Yeah.
So we might be starting the scary stories soon, right? Some of the cases,
all the way down to the very end.
some of the cases I did that come with recordings and yeah, some of that stuff. Maybe tomorrow I go do about the trip on to 2014 trip to the mainland where we went all over, and Bobby Mackey's and that kind of stuff. But yeah, time to cow, time to eat over here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Mahalo for the likes, for the shares, and I will be back tomorrow, 23 hours from now, at another haunted place, 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time.
Yeah.
So he told them get out. So that house been vacant.
Vacant since.
Also, if you guys remember last night, we had oop, no.
Oh, he's
This whole time, this thing never go off. Nothing.
the REM pod.
The REM.
Yeah.
REM pod.
Thing was
I don't know, on YouTube. I don't know if you guys can see them.
nothing.
Or
Yesterday was
Facebook.
active.
Very- Yeah, last night the thing was going off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. But yeah, I see you guys later. Take care. Aloha.
Okay, now I can talk now.